love you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I want to talk a little bit about the book of Judges, about Samson and Delilah, about the story with the concubine that he cut up his wife into 10 pieces. She cheated on him. After 4 months, he went to get her back. The father said, stay with me again. His father-in-law said, stay again, stay another night, stay another night. Finally, they left in the middle of the night. They found nowhere to stay. They ended up staying in the town square. An old man said, come back to my house. So they came back to his house. Him, his servant, his donkey, and his ex-wife. And what happened? All of a sudden, the people from the city surrounded. It was from the tribe of Benjamin. They surrounded the house, just like with Lot. When the angels came over there with Lot and they wanted the guests, which were the angels, they wanted to rape the angel. Oh man, now you know why the people of Sodom got destroyed for eternity. That's why now when I mention them, I talk about what? Their destruction and their end. This is what happens to everybody who goes against God. I see people that they think God is so merciful that he's just going to waive every sin, like this Christianity philosophy, like, oh, it's all good, don't worry. Hail Mary, waive your sin. No, you sin comes with a price tag, usually it's depression. Whatever you're going to get, whether you, God forbid, get sent to jail, whether you get sick, whether your wife cheats on, whatever trauma God is going to bring you, it's going to make you depressed. You know why? Because God is the source of all good, joy, and happiness. So when you leave him, what are you going to find? Darkness and depression. This is how it works. And don't get too secure when you get away with your sin. That's God laying a trap, Don't get too secure. It's like somebody who lays a trap for an animal. They come. He doesn't use the trap. Why? Because the animal now brings more people to come, more friends. Come, like the mouse. Whistling for more people to come. And then he goes and gets 20 animals. You understand? That's the trap that Hashem sets. Speaking about animals, it's like the farmer. Can you even imagine? The animals play such a big role even in the time of Mashiach, because they're going to be slaughtered in sacrifices. And you should know that every animal you see today that gets sacrificed has inside of it a soul of a person that did a sin, that had to suffer for something. So God puts his soul inside the animal. The animal gets sacrificed in honor to God, and in that honor, that merit saves his soul. That's like with the Paschal lamb. Why did Hashem do the Paschal lamb? To save the firstborn. They were worshiping the Egyptian sheep god. The firstborn were sinning a lot, and they were very special. That's why they were the ones that were chosen originally to do the work in the temple, but they lost it. You understand? With the golden calf. And who were the only ones that didn't participate in the golden calf? Who knows? The tribe of Levi. That's who. When Moshe said, who's with God, come to me. Who came? The Levites. That's why Hashem gave it to them, to honor him. You know what an honor it is to work in the Beit HaMikdash? I don't care even if you're the one that brings the water and puts it in the basin. That's already a blessing for eternity, So when they surrounded the house, they demanded that the guy, they wanted to rape the guy. So the owner, the old man said, we'll give you his concubine. So they did, and they raped his concubine. He gets up the next story. It's crazy. He gets up the next morning. After they raped her, they left her. She's on the threshold of the floor, half dead. Half dead. She was actually dead, because he's like, get up, let's go. It's so weird how callous the story is. So he's like, get up, let's go. But she doesn't answer. He puts her on his shoulder, throws her in the back of the wagon, gets on his donkey, goes back home, takes her body, chops it up into 12 pieces, and sends one piece to each tribe. And then all the tribes went against the tribe of Benjamin. There was a big war. They decimated the tribe of Benjamin. They left. Not that many left. Thank God they were able to regrow. But you could go read. You'll see how the tribe of Benjamin was almost destroyed because of that sin. They didn't want to give the people over. They had a hand in the sin. They were justifying the sin. They were protecting the wicked. Such a vicious story. Then you have Samson and Delilah. Then you have the story with Ehud, who takes the knife and shoves it, I think it was in Eglon's stomach. So he came to him and he said, I have a message for you. This was before he stabbed him. I have a message from God. So he got up in honor of God. He stood up. He got rewarded for that. I don't remember what the exact reward was, but he definitely got rewarded. Google it, you'll see. How you're not going to get rewarded when you do good for God. Just like Nebuchadnezzar when he went back and chased down the messenger and rewrote the script Why? Oh no, he wasn't able to. He said 3 steps and then the angel stopped him. But just for those 3 steps, he got rewarded. That's exactly what it was. It was going to be 3 kings, him and his 2 sons, for the 3 steps he took. How dope is that? So think about how God is going to reward Nebuchadnezzar with the kingship 3 times for taking 3 steps. And you walk into shul taking 1,000 steps. Think about how God is going to bless you. He's going to bless you real good. Let's talk about the story of Samson and Delilah. So Hashem made it that this baby, Samson, was going to be a Nazir from birth. Why? Because he wanted him to go against the Plishtim. Hashem wanted to punish the Plishtim, so he made Samson. So Samson, all of a sudden, he sees some girl, Plishtim girl, he wants to marry her. His parents tell her, what are you doing? Marry somebody from here, from your own people. You got to go to the uncircumcised Plishtim to get married. She'll be good for me, don't worry. So they got her. And then he went, he married her. So like out of nowhere, Samson makes a riddle and tells her family, if you could solve the riddle, I'll give you 30 changes of clothing and like some money or something. It was like some kind of a bet. But if you can't solve the riddle, you give it to me. So what ended up happening was they couldn't solve the riddle. And then on the last day, it was like 7 days for them to solve it. They couldn't solve it. And then on the last day, she like nagged him till he finally told her. And then she went back and told them. And then when he found out that they knew, he went nuts and killed 30 of them. And then there was another war he had with them. He went nuts with them, yo. Every other day he was like doing an attack. He burned their fields with the foxes, with the tails tied together with the torches. But the greatest one was, that's what it says, that he killed more people in his death than he was alive. I don't know, he killed 1,000 people with the jawbone? So think about that, but then he killed 3,000. And then finally it all culminated when they threw him in a dungeon, and then they brought him out. I guess it was a holiday for their god. They were doing a celebration for him, and they wanted to mock him, so they brought him out like in shackles. So he said to the guy that brought him out, remember they gouged out his eyes. That's what happened when he was with Delilah. How crazy is that, yo? Oh, and how sick was that? One night he was with some prostitute, Plishtim girl, and they waited to like ambush him at like 5 in the morning, but he left in the middle of the night at like 2 o'clock. And it says that when he left, he picked up the city gates. I can't even imagine, yo, bars and all. Ripped it right out of the foundation. How strong Samson was, bro. Picked it up, went on top of the mountain and lifted it up. They all saw, they were shaking, yo. Man, Samson was like, no joke, yo. So powerful. How do you have all this strength? She was trying to find out how he had strength because they offered her a lot of money. If I'm not mistaken, 111 shekels of silver. And there were a few of them that were offering it, so it was probably maybe 4 people, 5 people. So she was ready to sell him out. So she tried to like figure out, how does he have his strength? So she nagged and she nagged. In the beginning, he played with her. So Delilah would lay on the bed with him, and she would keep asking him, like, how do you have all this power? If we wanted to capture you, how could we do it? And he's like, if you tied me up with this rope or with this vine or threads that were never used. I guess he was playing with her a few times he did this. Then he's like, you take my 7 braids, put it up in a loom with the fabric, with the pin, then I'll lose my power, yo. And that's what she would do. She would say, Samson, Samson, the Plishtim are coming. And he would get up and break the strap, break the rope, break the thread, pull the pin out of the loom. And then finally she kept, now you're embarrassing me. You say you love me, but if you really love me, why do you keep lying to me? So it says in the book of Judges that she begged him till he was almost ready, God forbid, to commit suicide. Like he was about to die. That's how much she was annoying him, yo. So finally he said to her, no razor has ever touched my head since birth. My power has been my hair. So he went to sleep, and she had somebody come and shave his head. And she said, Samson, Samson, the Plishtim are coming. So he got up thinking like before, he's just going to have his strength. But he didn't. And they captured him. They shackled him. They gouged out his eyes, yo. And I can't forget the story of Gideon. What a beautiful story, yo. Because he was helping his father. The Midianites would come. The Midianites would come with their raiding parties and steal their wheat. So he'd have to take it outside and do it like in a special place. And then the angel saw that he was doing it for him and for his father. So right away it came to him. And then when he didn't speak bad about Israel, He didn't say the Jews are bad, the Jews are this, that's why you're punishing us with Midian. That's not what Gideon did. You know what he did? He said, I don't understand. If you loved our ancestors and saved them for the sake of the patriarchs from Egypt and they didn't have the merit, save us. Save us. Don't we come from the same stock? Save us. So Hashem said, you spoke well. I will save you, and you by yourself will strike them like one man, like a one-man army, yo. And that's exactly what happened. And it's interesting because, you know, a lot of times big tzaddikim asked Hashem for like signs. Cheskia did it with the sun going back 10 steps. And then Gideon did it with the water and the dew, asking God to make miracles that it will be dry here and wet here. So that was interesting. Like, you would think that they would meet Hashem and then right away they would know, okay, well, they don't need a sign. But it just shows you when you're human on earth in flesh and blood, you even need signs. Even after you see God, we see with the Jews, I'm giving you good proof. We see with the Israelites in Egypt. Hashem took them out of Egypt with 10 of the most miraculous plagues, yo. Plagues that were so obvious, yo. Yo, like, imagine, I don't know, like a tree would get uprooted, like fly in the air and go right back to the way it was, and you would not even see a difference. A miracle like this, you would see this with your eye. Like this kind of a miracle, so you would know there has to be a God involved, obviously. And God is saying, I'm going to take the tree, and you're hearing a voice, your heart is racing 1,000,000 miles, you're nervous, you understand it's God. And even then, you might need an extra sign, yo. Maybe not, some didn't, but we see that some of the biggest tzaddikim did. That's deep. A lot of them, all of them pretty much. Jacob asked for a sign. Even Abraham asked for a sign. It's not even bad. I mean, I think Hashem took like offense to it. But it's like, I guess that's my point, yo, saying that when you're on earth of flesh and blood, it's going to be hard to experience that high spirituality. Think about, there was a guy in this world, he was the most spiritual, almost like he levitated when he would study. So his heart is like filled with God. All of a sudden, dogs barking outside, the cops knocking at his door because the next door neighbor has a warrant. Get out of here with this, yo. Like my mother says about this world, it's the happiness, because you see a lot of happiness, you know, that didn't last. If you get peace in this world, grab it and hold on to it like the Torah. You know why? Darkei Noam. The ways of the Torah are peaceful and pleasant. If somebody thinks about your name and gets annoyed, that's not a good sign. But if somebody thinks about your name and they think like my Uncle Avram, he was pleasant and peaceful. Well, he wasn't so peaceful because he liked to make a lot of jokes, and he was fun to be around Barhum. But he was peaceful because he didn't start unnecessary drama, yo. That's the most important thing. He just wanted people to be happy. I don't know, I got along with Avram really well, yo. Really well. We had a good connection, man. Great connection. You know why? Because he used to call me the great. He'd say my name, and right after the great. It just subconsciously made me feel great, yo. It's so deep, you have no idea, yo. That's the power of words, yo. It affects the soul. It affects plants. Plants are spiritual. They grow, no? There you go. It affects the soul. Showing you that words are so spiritual, yo. Think about how you talk. Man, how does meat, bone, sinews, and blood, and water, and salt speak? Show me in the world how this speaks. It does in your body. That's what you're made of. Air, water, fire, earth. The 4 elements. And everything is made of it. Kadosh Baruch Hu. I wish the world really understood we're in the middle of space right now, rotating around the sun. In space, yes, but you don't get it, bro. You don't get it. That's why when they say, oh, we're going to space, what do you mean you're going to space? You're already in space, you understand? The depth and the breadth of his wisdom is immeasurable. Should know it. Should always know it. What else about Gideon? Oh, when God came to him and told him, if you feel nervous, go by the city gate and you're going to hear people talking. Yo, to me, it's so impressive how Hashem does it. He already knows what's going to happen. Yo, I don't get it, yo. It's crazy. Imagine if you knew what was going to be. Not you thought or 99%. You know this is it. Hashem knows that, yo. He's the only one. Nobody else knows. Just like the angels don't know where he is in Shamayim, they don't know what's going to happen next. They just don't know. Unless he decides to reveal it. Like he did with Avram and Sodom and Gomorrah. Why? Because he loved him. And we learned such a beautiful lesson that for 10 tzaddikim, Hashem would save a city. No problem. But if you can't find 10, the city can be destroyed. And there might be exceptions to the rule. One tzaddik could save a whole city. But only God makes those calculations. Think about it, yo. I'm going to tell you something right now that to me is so scary, but so miraculous and so beautiful all at the same time. So think about your heart. Does your heart ever get tired, yo? Yo, it's constantly beating a muscle. Boom, 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 boom. And then also like sending blood throughout the body, getting it back, constantly working. It'll never take a break, God forbid. You understand? That's God. That's God. Think about it. Think about it. I did this video, I don't know, 15 minutes. Whatever it is. And you tell me. Every second my heart was beating, yo. You don't even think about it. You're not even conscious about it, yo. It's a clear miracle. There's no way with all the things that go wrong, what something wouldn't happen to the heart that it this or that. No. Hashem is keeping you alive. Why? Because he has a purpose for you. Like I told this one person that kept telling me, I don't have a purpose. You live and you die. I said, what a sad way to live, yo. I told him the ashtray has a purpose and you don't. Come on, man, stop being a fool. Better to meet a bear robbed of her cub than a fool in his folly. That's you right now. A fool in his folly, and I'm talking to you. That's a problem, yo. Like this one dude in the other place I stay at, yo. F God. Yo, this dude, I told him God is gonna so destroy you. And he goes, he's gonna strike me down. He's gonna strike me down. I said, nah, that'll be too easy. He's gonna let you live probably another 10 years, but you're never gonna know when it's gonna come. And when it comes, it's gonna hurt. And you're gonna be shamed and embarrassed, yo. You'll see. Like this, yo, you don't wanna play with God. I'm telling you, bro. I would never talk like that about punishments and this and that. It's not mean for me to say. But when it comes to the honor of God, you better get up and say that, yo. Let that person know that you're playing not with fire, not with an atomic bomb. You're playing with the holy, living God of Israel. That's it. That should send fear and paranoia in everybody's heart, yo. Think about it. Some mafia boss, the whole country is scared. With Hashem, it should be 1,000,000,000 times infinity more. You understand? 10,000 times 10,000 angels ready to testify for the sins you committed. Ooh, you didn't think you did that many, huh? Thousands and thousands, but within each sin can be more sins, depending on how God is going to judge you. If he judges you very strictly, I'll give you an example. Hashem could say he broke Shabbat, or he could go every little thing you did to break Shabbat. He picked this up, he did this, he touched muksa, he did that. Hashem could take it like, really throw the whole book at you, bro. But he probably won't do it. You know when he's going to do it? When you're arrogant and rude, when you're a bully, when you're mean, when you couldn't care less about anybody else, yo. Put your ego low, let it go, and know that God is running the show, bro. If I ran a school, that would be right in the front of the school. That would be right on the window, yo. That's it. We'll help everybody. The kids that come to the school, the girls that work in the office, carpool, the parents. That's it. Put your ego low and know that God is running the show. And the craziest thing is, if I put it at the school on the window where the kids were impressed and everybody loved it and it was a big deal, they posted on Facebook, it would have magical powers, yo. Yeah, I don't know what I know, yo. The only ones that know what I know are the ones that study like me. They know. And I can talk right now about Hamas, and now they want to release 8 hostages for a 70-day siege. How they play with my nation, yo. How God is allowing it is hard for me to comprehend. But when you fight and constantly have strife within your nation, he's going to put you in the hands of Hamas. Can you imagine? They dictating everything. And now with Trump in office, I'm really surprised, yo, that they didn't do an all-out attack on Hamas. Go in there and physically save the hostages. If they died, they died. Don't hurry. They're going right to heaven. Whatever, whether they got saved or died, is going to be a better option than what they're in right now. And if they died, I would tell the parents, if I was the prime minister and we did an all-out assault and 10 of them died, and the parents came to me crying and yelling and screaming, first of all, I would never talk to them when they were mad. I would wait till they calmed down. And then I would say to them, let me ask you a question. You just saved 6 million Jews because they wanted us to release, 1,000 terrorists that are going to murder probably another 5,000 people. So your son or your daughter was a sacrifice. But where are they right now? They're in heaven. They're better than me and you right now. So I don't understand. This is how I would explain it, yo. And this is exactly what it is, yo. You need to know Torah to know these things, yo. When somebody says they want to kill you, don't be yoter midai tzaddik, yo. Don't, like Gedalia did that. I'm not saying he was being yoter midai tzaddik because that might be exaggerating a little bit, but when they told him that Ishmael wanted to kill him, he didn't believe. Don't speak Lashon Hara. And then he came and killed them. You understand? You gotta know when to be merciful and when to be a warrior. Remember I told you in my last video and a couple before that, be like King David, and better yet, be like God. Be a compassionate warrior. That's God. He'll murder the babies of Amalek. That's justice. That's the warrior. And at the same time, he'll save his own babies. You understand? That's the mercy. Hashem is no joke, bro. No joke. Man, it's funny. I told you, they like Indian bread. They puffed up. It's a camouflage. He's got no money in the bank, but he had good credit, so he's driving a $5 billion car, but doesn't have enough for gas money. You understand? That's this world. Don't be fooled, bro. Don't be fooled by the fool. I love that, yo. I gotta put that on a t-shirt, yo. Don't be fooled by the fool. Word up, yo. Oh, man, this world is so deep. That's why it's better to keep your mouth closed. You know why? Because when your mouth is closed, you can't get in trouble. Please always make sure your environment is healthy for your mental health, yo. Please make sure, I'm begging you, yo. It's like a plant. You need the right environment to grow. If you suspect there's somebody in your life that doesn't have your best interests at heart, stay away from that person. I don't care if they offer you a mansion. It might look great, but in the end, it will end up bad. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. If you have a dream about somebody and it's bad, that's usually a good sign that it's going to be bad. You understand? Especially if it repeats, especially if it's in the morning, especially if it's a dream within a dream, or a dream that gets solved in a dream. Man, you don't know how deep dreams are. Are dreams real? Of course, it's all over the Torah. The dream with Pharaoh and the cows and the storks. There's a lot of dreams, yo. Can I think of another dream in the Torah? Hashem, I'm begging you, please, give me another dream in the Torah. It's crazy. It's just like with Nebuchadnezzar. He had a dream that scared him to death. And who came and interpreted the dream? Daniel. And the craziest thing was, he had the wise men of Babylon. They couldn't, his diviners, his sorcerers, his occultists, his black magic worshippers. None of them could solve it. But you know what was crazy about this particular dream? He said to them, tell me the dream and interpret it. So they said to him, what do you mean tell me the dream? We can't tell you the dream. Tell us the dream and we'll interpret it. He said, no. You have to tell me the dream and interpret it. If not, I'm going to murder you and your family and reduce your house to rubble. And they couldn't do it, so he put out a decree. And who was one of the wise men of Babylon? Daniel. So Daniel came to, I forgot his name, Azariah, I forgot his name. So many different names, it's crazy. Something with the Az, something like that. So his, the general of Nebuchadnezzar went, and Daniel said to him, look, I could tell him the dream and solve it. So he prayed all night, and he told Michael, Azariah, and Hanina also to pray. And they prayed, and he went, and Hashem revealed the dream to him, word for word. That was the dream with the tree that grew to the top of the heavens, and it had the branches for the birds of the air, and the animals of the sky would take shade under it, and it would feed everyone, and it extended throughout the whole world, and it was a magical tree. And then all of a sudden an angel came out of nowhere and said, chop down this tree, strip its leaves, cut its branches, and leave only the root. That is gangsta how Hashem does it, yo. Hashem is so beautiful. Hashem, I just want you to know in front of the whole world that I love you, I worship you, and I'm ready to bow down to you at any moment. You already knew it. I already knew it. But I wanted the world to know it. And I want to say it again because we already said words are powerful, yo. I love you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I love you. I love you from my heart. That's it. That's it. All your life you should be thanking God for your heart. You should not be able to speak and have a conversation because you should be so busy thanking God for every heartbeat. But of course not. It's impossible to live like that. And God wouldn't want you to live like that. He wants you to pray. He wants you to study. If you're too busy thanking God for your heart, how are you going to study? So it's a gift. So who do I love? Those that give me gifts. And you know what? They give you a gift and they don't expect nothing back. They give you a gift and don't, give it begrudgingly with a tight fist. You don't know people like God because they're not. There's always an exception to the rule, but usually there's an ulterior motive. They have something to gain. It's a deal. It's a this. It's a that. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. Hashem will give you gifts, and there are even sins that God forgot about. Can God forget? Of course not. But basically it's saying, look at the mercy of God, yo. He waved. And you know why Hashem does that? Because now there's going to be some atheist, oh, you see, God forget. He does it for a trap. He sets a trap. He did that like, let us make men. That was another trap that was set. Because it's going to say, oh, you see, he needs people to help him to make men. But that was really about the angels, yo, because they were bragging. Because they were made on the second day and man was made on the sixth. So they felt like a little bit, prideful about it. So Hashem said, don't feel so prideful. The reason I made man on the sixth is for you to serve him. I wanted to make sure that when he was made, everything was already ready for him. So that humbled the angels real quick. You understand? That's when Hashem said to them, oh yeah, let us make man. Come. You think you're so great? Make man. I'm going to make a man. Now you make a man. Obviously, they couldn't make a man. They felt embarrassed, yo. That's what it says in the book of Job. He finds error with the angels. So what? He's not going to find error in you? For sure there's going to be error in you. Just always make sure you have tshuva on speed dial. Better have tshuva already locked and loaded in your mind that just in case you fall, you stumble, you trip, you get trapped in a sin, you do tshuva. I already told you during the sin, yo. Whatever you need to do. Just like during the calamity, Hashem came to the Jews and said to them, stop now. Stop desecrating my temple. Stop bringing me garbage sacrifices that you used to bribery. How you stick the 3-pronged fork inside the pot and take more than what you deserve. How you pillage and rape and plunder. Stop. And now relent. Did they stop? No. That's why Hashem said, Am kshoref, am naval velo chacham. If an ugly, wicked person said that about you, you shouldn't even care, but I would still take heed to it. That's not good. But if a holy, righteous person, or even greater, God, and you better be nervous. I'm Naval, dumb, a fool. That's what Naval is, fool. There was somebody in the Torah named Naval. He was married to Abigail, super pretty. And what happened? He wasn't grateful to King David, and he ended up dying, yo. He was a fool. He was a very difficult man. And I love what it says. I think it was, I forgot who it was, with Micha. When they stole the idol of Micha and he went to get it back, and they told him, you better chill out or we're going to send some hot-tempered men to murder you, yo. This is from the tribe of Dan, yo. Yo, man, what's going on, HaKadosh Baruch Hu? How are the Jews fighting with each other like that? If anybody should know how detrimental bad things are, If anybody should know how everything bad, every fight is going to end in a God forbid tragedy, machloket, chelek, mavet. Here, we know that from God. So how is it that we fighting all the time, yo? How? Seek peace and pursue it. Hashem gave us the Torah. Gave us the Torah to teach the non-Jews how to behave, and we're behaving worse than the non-Jews sometimes, yo. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on, man. You know Hashem already said it about us, yo. He'll destroy this nation and make a new one. Don't make him say it again. Please, bro. The other day I went to an Israeli station to watch just the news. Bro, how they fight? It's crazy. It's like half the nation is a lefty Democrat and half the nation loves God. What a sick, demented situation. It's no disrespect to Eretz Yisrael. I love you, Eretz Yisrael. But like you said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when we're not holy, the land will spit us out, yo, or we're going to have drama. We're definitely not going to be protected. Look, like on October 7th, were we protected? We weren't. And that hurts. On Shabbat, Simchas Torah, Hashem made the attack. Wow. A lot of us did wake up though, thank God. A lot of people really did. You see people like start putting tefillin, they pray. Even one of the hostages was like, I said Shema every day. He's like making a video praising God. This is beautiful, yo. Beyond beautiful. But if you want to know what brings joy to God, that when you teach his child his word and he falls in love with him. And they took that away from me, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You saw with your own eyes, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, how I made the kids at the schools I taught at love you, respect you, and honor you. You saw that, Hashem. Just please understand, just like when you eat a healthy diet, it's going to change your body. You're going to look better, you're going to feel better, your brain, your blood, everything is going to work better. The same thing with God and his word. The more you study it, the more peace you will acquire. You will go from a lion to a lamb. You will be calm, cool, and collected. You wouldn't even get mad to wish harm on somebody. You would know if they were really evil, Hashem is going to already hurt them. You don't need to announce it. Hashem doesn't need you to announce. Sometimes Hashem will just take your mouth and make you announce. It happens, no problem. But be'erech, when your mouth is closed, you can't get in trouble. Another beautiful video. You know why? Because God is all up in it. His fingerprints are all over this video. Notice, yo. Love you, Hashem.